Well, welcome to the show. Oh, it jumped me over to you should go to the solo right now because that's the thing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Oh, and there's a little bit of my green screen cutoff is here. I've got to do something to arrange. Is this way? This way. Yeah, there we go. I'll just move this way. I'll just lean this way. It'll be cooler that way, I think. It's a better look overall. What do you think, chat room? I think I have, yeah, there it is. Chat room right here. Welcome, everybody. Hey, my goodness, what an afternoon. Great show this morning. I had a great time talking to our dear friend Rob Glenn and Carl Alessi. I felt like I had to broom Rob, though, because we still had so much to talk about. But it's all right. There's so much to cover. We will never run out of things. If I may, let's see. Yeah, I got to open up this thing so I can see you guys. There you go. We're gonna look at power tonight. We're gonna look at power. I don't know if this will be a full-length show. I might just do one full segment, and because I got a show tonight, and I got to get ready for that. Mainly, I've got to shower and feed myself in a window that fits in with what I'm doing this evening, possibly. So but I figured, hey, since I'm here and the system is up and running, I ought to throw a show in for you guys. So like and subscribe if you want me to, take the extra effort. Could find me on Facebook this morning. We were up on Facebook, I think. We're pretty sure. Yeah, let's see. We're streaming. Yep, we're on Facebook right now. We were this morning. We're on Twitch right now. Where's my Twitch people at? YouTube, say hello. Again, Super Chat's a great way to help the show. You can also become a member. You can gift memberships. You can do all that kind of stuff. I hate reminding you of it, but that's how the internet works. Always be closing. Hi, Chris. Yes, this is Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. And I think it shows taste and breeding on your part that you're here. Yeah, I'm impressed. Can we all shower together? No. I want to, you really want to dig in there in a way that you can only do when you're alone. What? All right. So, couple things. Right out of the gate, I'll be doing the radio show from here tomorrow, and then I'm driving back to Vegas in the morning. Next week, just be duly warned. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm gone. I'll be out of commission because it's my son's birthday on Thursday, and so we're taking time because he's arriving on Tuesday. We're going to have a little family mini vacation / birthday situation. So I will be taking time off, even though, yes, I'm definitely doing a show tomorrow. Even though this is how I pay for having a kid. I have to ask you for some time off, boss, if that's okay. If it's okay with you, boss, I'd like a couple of days off to be with my kid. And it's difficult in some ways, largely because I know some fit will hit the shan while I'm out and about. And I'll be slightly mad that I can't cover it. But in the meantime, it will be the same kind of shite. So let's just jump into this because this is kind of like a Whitman sampler of all the dipshittery that's going on overall. Yeah. I want to show you one thing that you'll peek at, and then I'm gonna jump to the real meat and potatoes of the situation. Okay, there's the proper button for this. So Trump's big, beautiful bill not going over well. This big, beautiful bill is a disaster for Americans, and Republicans have failed us. That's a quote from a Republican. That's from Massey, I believe, is who they're quoting there. So all going very primo. But in the meantime, Trump had another one of these gaggles where he's trying to rehab Pete Hegseth's image by attempting to, and I think this is a failed attempt. I think you will too, that never bring Pete Hegseth in when there is a complicated topic if you're trying to make him look less like a fuck up. You know what I mean? Bring him in for the real crayons and hammers kind of shit. Let him wander around like a dickhead yelling warrior ethos and shit like that. But don't bring him in around nuclear power or AI or anything involving statistics or real life outside of the Fox News bubble. Come on. So, anyways, this is, by the way, this entire thing, one of the most, I want you to look out for this. One of the most gorgeous things about this, I'm going to widen my little camera thing because I can't move around in it. I don't know why. Move this out and we'll see here. Get this little thing right there. There you go. Move, stretch me out. There you go. I want you to pay attention. There are obviously a lot of things in these executive orders that are just pages ripped from Project 2025. And that's all Trump is doing these days. He's just signing them like a fucking nudge. And he has no idea most of the time. You know, he goes, that's a big one. You know, so they've had a slight meeting about it. This bill, or these bills, fuck me, these executive orders are simply crafted by the nuclear companies and their their commerce related friends to loosen regulations on that are prohibitive around nuclear that have been, and arguably, by the way, too tight since the mid 80s. And I know what you're saying, Hal, when would you ever complain about something being too tight? I understand. But in this particular case, this has been one of those, I think, dropped balls on the Democratic side, and they just picked it up and ran with it. And you could tell that they just picked it up and ran with it because he didn't have to figure out why it would work or why it wouldn't at all. Other people just jumped in, and it was just there for it was laying on the ground to be picked. So watch when he's talking about it or bringing it up. This is all about nuclear, and this, well, you'll see. Apparently, he thinks these are, he doesn't even know what the fuck he's signing. And the guy who hands them to him, the Stephen Miller stunt double, who's always there, he doesn't seem to know. It's hard to explain. Like he's reading them. They're so complicated. He doesn't even have time to read them before Trump signs them. Oh, and I've got to jump ahead to, what is this business? There it is. Okay, everybody.
To start, and maybe Will, you'll follow him up.
Yes, sir.
And
yeah.
have Pete Hegseth.
So Will is the guy who hands him the forms to sign as he sits between Benjamin Franklin and Abraham Lincoln, as if he's that kind of person. It's like, if I sit here, they won't know the difference between my head and theirs. Well, no, they're statues, so they're bronze. All three heads are empty.
From a military standpoint, but this is very all-inclusive.
Hold on. Why is my audio going out that window? What in the ever-loving schlemiel is happening here? Hold on. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's going out that guy. I was like, why can't I hear it through my own speakers? And it's going back through there. Okay, so here we go. Burp.
Signing tremendous executive orders today that really will make us the real power in this industry, which is a big industry.
Will make us the real power in this industry, which is a big industry. By the way, you do realize you can't export nuclear power, right? I don't think he does, but...
Why don't you go ahead?
Well, thank you, President Trump. This is a huge day for the nuclear industry. Mark this.
The nuclear industry, sure.
Calendar. This is going to turn the clock back on over 50 years of over-regulation of the industry. American greatness has always come from innovation, and we were very innovative. We led post-World War II in all things nuclear, but then we've been stagnated. We've choked it with over-regulation.
Also nuclear. We've also been very, I don't know if he knows this, but we were very big with nuclear. I don't know about nuclear, but nuclear, we did make a lot of advances at one point. Let's listen.
Today, Will is going to walk us through a series of 4 executive orders. Each of these help attack separate issues that have held back this industry. And with us today, we've got a number of CEOs from the industry representing some of our largest nuclear providers, but also a big change. This is a time when capital and competition has finally come to this industry. We've got venture capital, we've got startups coming into all aspects of small modular nuclear, and we've also...
Trump has no idea what any of these terms mean, even nuclear. He thinks he knows all about it because his uncle was at MIT.
An EO that's talking about the importance of us having a secure supply chain of being able to get that fuel load here in the United States as opposed from foreign sources. This has impacts on national security, on our defense. And again, President Trump here today has committed to energy dominance. And part of that energy dominance is that we've got enough electricity to win the AI arms race with China.
By the way, this is something that the president should be able to say himself. And he's always saying, like, you think Biden could do this? Yes, Biden could sit there with his arms crossed while somebody else explains the complicated shit to somebody else. He just never had to.
What we do in the next 5 years related to electricity is going to
Where's Andrea Martin? He does not look like Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy is way better looking than Doug Berger.
This is the first time in history where electricity can be translated into intelligence. And we need that intelligence for every aspect of our economy.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting it in our government right now, so good point.
But also for defense. Pete Hegseth in the Department of Defense has been a key part of this. And this is going to help us make sure that we're providing the defense we need.
Yeah, he's been trying to get that warrior ethos back into those protons and neutrons that got all woke.
We need that AI, need the electricity, but also to secure our bases here at home and around the world. Secretary?
Sure, I'll just add to that before going to Will.
I don't know if you're going to add anything. I really don't think so. I haven't heard this, but I don't think so.
Energy security is national security. If we don't have reliable energy for our basing, for our troops.
For our basing, yes. When we're basing, totally based. Absolutely based. Killer based. He's basing right now. Like, you can't get more based than actively basing. And we need reliable and also energy. Something else. There's another word there that also, besides reliable. Yeah.
Deployed or domestically, we're vulnerable. So by having small modular nuclear capabilities, which are rapidly being fielded, that we can use.
Not that rapidly, but sure.
Bases here and around the world, we're creating an environment where if things happen elsewhere, the military can be relied upon.
Right. While we get all you sucker consumers all caught up in driving gas-guzzling cars again, we're going to run the military off of electricity and nuclear weapons and nuclear power at the actual bases. So your lights are going to go out, but we'll be fine.
We need, we're including artificial intelligence into everything we do.
Dude, we know that about you. You've been artificially intelligent. I don't know where you were before Fox, but at least since then.
If we don't, we're not fast enough. We're not keeping up with adversaries. You need the energy to fuel it. Nuclear is a huge part of that, modular or otherwise. So
modular or otherwise. There's modular nuclear, and then there's big stanky. Yeah. Or otherwise.
I have the lights on and AI operating when others do not. Fast.
That's right. Yeah. Especially in the Sudan and in the Middle East, you know, especially in Iran and Afghanistan, you know, we're going to have the lights on and the AI functioning when the Houthis are still using an app on their phone.
Everybody else because of nuclear capability. So this is a big game changer for us as well.
And we're also talking about
game changer. Good phrase. Good one. Good one. Good save. Say game. Yeah. Say game changer and warrior ethos and America first. You're good. He didn't hear anything else.
plants. They're very, very big. The biggest. We're going to be doing them also.
Asshole, they were just telling you about micronuclear, and the whole point is having smaller ones because they're literally just around these bases and around these AI facilities. You're not going to build giant fucking 3 Mile Island facilities. You're talking about smaller ones. As a matter of fact, it's better that they're smaller. Dum-dum.
We're going to start off a little bit. I think the focus today is the smaller module, but included in this group, we're also doing big plants.
Yeah, I don't want to do these stupid little nuclear plants. I want large, like cone-shaped Fukushima Daiichi style reactors in earthquake zones close to waterways. Fuck off with these tiny little thorium reactors that can have the same amount of power.
Needed. They won't be needed too much, but they'll literally be able to do it in an entire state. And you've read.
Yummy. Well, at least I have something in common with nuclear. What? Sorry.
About cost overruns in a couple of states that were pretty significant, but we're not going to have cost overruns. And
No, there won't be any cost overruns. Just count on it.
the technology's come a long way, both in safety and cost and everything else. Would a couple of you guys like to talk about your
Can you guys tell me what the fuck is going on?
companies, and you want to say anything?
Joe, why don't you kick it off?
Sure. My name's Joe Dominguez. I run Constellation Energy.
Yeah, this dude's like the biggest dude in nuclear in the United States, maybe the world. He almost, I guarantee he drafted this entire executive order himself. And again, you will not find me being against nuclear power. That's not the point of this. It's that it does require scrutiny and safety and all these kind of things. And this guy is better suited to look into that than Trump ever will be. So whatever, because this guy doesn't want his legacy to be another 3 Mile Island. So his own self-interest is better than Trump's posturing bullshit. But understand, Trump is going to be looking at this guy like he might as well just be, I was about to say speaking Greek or French, but Trump barely understands English half the time.
About 25% of the nation's fleet. We're the largest publicly traded nuclear company in the world. We're in the middle of a merger with Calpine, and once completed...
Calpine, that's they use nuclear trees because they not only do they provide energy for a lot more housing at a lower cost, but also they smell really nice and keep moths out of your closet.
Be the largest electric producing company in the world. About enough power to produce, to cover all of Mexico, actually.
That's pretty impressive, huh? You're doing a good thing, huh? That's pretty good, huh? Electric, that's what the gays use to drive their cars, except Elon's cars, which we love, but I don't drive it. I bought one. I let everybody around here drive it, but I wouldn't use it myself. It's all computer. And it's all electric. That's, huh? You big cheese, huh?
You know that? When we talk, you're so modest. I can't believe it.
That's normally...
You should know that already. He shouldn't have to tell you, hey, asshole, 2 things. 1, either you're just fucking stupid and you don't know what you're doing day to day, which is entirely possible, or your staff hates you and doesn't inform you of what the fuck is going on. And both are probably true. Also, it was lovely that Biden got a wonderful greeting at the airport.
Said about me, Mr. President.
I'm very impressed. Go ahead. So you think it's got a great future?
Yeah, well, absolutely we do.
Nah. So you think it's got a great future? Yeah, better than coal, I think, maybe.
And the big change here is not only the technology has come around, but we have some of the largest companies in the world, the hyperscalers, who need this energy.
The hyperscalers, baby.
AI, who are now working
Game changer. Also warrior ethos.
with us to fund the development and construction of the next generation nuclear. Nuclear is a 24/7 resource. These data centers run 24/7. Some of them will cost $200-300 billion, and they want to run them all of the time.
And one of my reactors costs about $1.5 billion. So, I mean, it's chump change, basically. I can build one of these fucking things everywhere they build one of these sites. I'm going to make a fucking load of money. So thanks for being an ignorant dipshit and signing off on this. I'm not going to kill all these people because they're my customers. So it's fairly safe, but like you give a shit.
So we can't use intermittent resources. We need something that's always...
Like gas, like oil and gas. Yeah, where the price goes up and down. Yeah, that's true. Oil and gas, I agree. Tell him right now. He's right there. Tell him oil and gas sucks. It's a terrible way to run things. Price fluctuates. The supply is always manipulated by our enemies and that kind of stuff. You don't have that problem with nuclear at all, you know? So you can always decommission a couple of missiles and keep these things running. So
24/7, and nothing does that better than
Nothing.
nuclear. The problem in the
nobody nukes us better.
industry has historically been regulatory delay. Mr. President,
Well, the sun, Elizabeth, is intermittent. It is we face it during the day and we're away from it during the night. That's what they were talking. That's what he means by intermittent.
you know this because
Also clouds.
you're the best at building big things.
This is, by the way, necessary ass kissing. Nobody actually believes this, especially this guy. I guarantee this guy is Tillersoning the fuck out of Trump as soon as he leaves.
Delay in regulations and permitting will absolutely kill you, because if you can't get the plant on, you can't get revenue, and the interest costs are horrible. we're wasting too much time on permitting, and we're answering silly questions, not the important ones. For example, let me give you an example.
Yes, give us an example, for example. If you have an example, it'd be great. For example.
3 places in this country we're trying to license new reactors at sites that already have reactors.
Sure, they already got them.
I have to spend $35 billion at each site.
Million, not billion, but sure, million, not billion. You do not have to spend $35 billion to build a reactor that's probably cost less than one.
Just for the NRC to do an analysis that says this is a good place for nuclear.
Well, you know you're not stacking them on top of each other, right? They go next to each other. So the land that you're going to build the new one on is different than the land that the one you built on already. And whereas you might have, let's say on the coast, found a chunk of granite to build your 2 reactors on, might not be enough granite extending under the ground past that point, and the third one you build might, I don't know, blow up and fall into the sea. So I'm just saying, they're not rows of corn.
Well, guess what? We've been running nuclear in that community for 4 decades. Why are we even asking that question?
Because it's about the site that you're going to build the new one on, and the ground under it is not the same ground that you built this one on, because they're not fucking Pringles.
I'd rather spend that $35 million
on a yacht. Sorry.
times $105 million perfecting the design, start building the foundation, and getting going. We need
Yeah, sorry, I was after yacht, sure.
this for America.
Are we doing something about the regulatory in here?
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Hey, maggots, come get your boy. Is there something about regulatory in here? It's your executive order, you dumb motherfucker. It is, I don't know. Who knows, Mr. President? Yeah. And by the way, that's the guy to ask, because he fucking wrote it. That's how this is working. Listen to him say this again.
For America.
Are we doing something about the regulatory in here?
No.
I don't know. Are you, Mr. President? Holy shit.
Sir,
You are, sir.
Yes, you are, sir. Everybody there is like, yep, that's in there. How do you know? We wrote it. How do you feel about all the other things he's signed so far? I almost feel slightly better knowing that he has almost no hand in this. Really.
yes, sir. That issue
I had a couple of notes. Dear God, we're all going to die.
just described will be addressed in this EO and many other issues that
Oh, yeah. Many.
we don't have
And if we don't address them, we'll address them later when we address the other stuff we haven't addressed.
time with the president to
But
cover
you say it's
that.
very, we've contemplated just about everything. Right?
Well, this, Mr. President, this Energy Dominance Council,
Hold on. One more time. Again, notice how Trump has no fucking idea what's going on.
time with the president to
But you
cover
say it's
that.
very, we've contemplated just about everything. Right?
Well, this
We've contemplated just about everything. Yes, we had a good sit down and a think yesterday. Contemplated.
this Energy Dominance Council that you have created.
That you have not asked anything about, but they just told us to be here on a fucking Friday.
Something I haven't seen in 30 years. It brings together
So we had one 30 years ago. Oh, okay. So Clinton did something similar?
all the pieces of government in one place to expedite the process. Under Secretary Burgum's leadership, this has been an amazing, amazing thing.
It's an amazing, amazing thing. For example, if I can give you an example of amazing, it's been amazing, amazing.
It used to be the case that I have to run to about 5 different places in Washington to get one answer.
That's great.
And now it's all together in one place. So all I know about Secretary Burgum and Secretary Wright is if we haven't gotten it right, we'll get it right shortly, and there'll be another order for you to sign. But thank you so much for your leadership.
addressing. You were going to say something? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say commercial nuclear, a bit of an unsung hero. And I just want to thank you, Mr. President, Secretary Burgum.
Yep, I've been studying this issue very hard. Right now, I'm just looking at pens. So when do I do the pen part? and then I've got to leave to go golf. I really, honestly, don't give a shit about this.
Secretary Wright, for bringing this attention to commercial nuclear. We have the largest and
Oh, by the way, there's a guy up in the corner over her right shoulder. Watch him whenever there's a question asked about what's in it or Trump says, is this really a thing? That guy nods his fucking ass off. And it's because he's one of the drafters of this, like one of the main guys who actually typed the fucking thing up.
safe fleet right here in the United States. And upon that, we have fantastic innovation that's being brought forward. And it's going to come in all shapes and sizes. And it's going to
Mostly small,
actually be
which is not cool at all. We want big, beautiful, clean coal nuclear. We're going to take nuclear and we're going to go clean coal. We're going to run our nuclear plants on clean, beautiful, I say, don't even say clean coal, say beautiful, clean coal.
through some of these companies that you see represented here. We're going to have great jobs. We're going to have wonderful energy, and we're going to be ready. So thank you, Mr.
And we're going to have chocolates for everybody. All right.
President, for leaning in.
Appreciate it. Great job you've done too. How about talking about your company and
Hey, how about talking about your company and what you do with your thing?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Well, first of all, a little MIT nuclear connection that goes back, I know, familial for you. So, yeah, we're working on small reactors. I'm Jacob DeWitt, CEO, co-founder at Oklo, working on small next-generation reactors that take...
This is a VC capitalist, like a venture capitalist firm. It's not VC capitalist. That would be like Viet Cong. Venture capitalist firm, the CN. Never mind. Anyways, he's holding a golf ball because that's how much uranium you would need to power one of these reactors forever.
Technology America invented, developed, and pioneered, and bringing it to the market.
By the way, no, I don't have any problem with the nuclear part of this. We've been making they've been trying to Democrats, especially the irony. Like the Biden administration was trying to move forward on a bunch of these things. Clinton certainly, that's why the guy said 30 years ago. Clinton was certainly doing this. Once we moved to electric cars, there was this big push under Obama to start this up. There's been a bipartisan group that have been against it, mostly out of ignorance for a long time. This is an executive order. So it if it amounts to a hill of beans, it'll be a fucking miracle, but whatever.
Sat on the shelves of history for about 40 years. And it's because of the actions that you're doing today that are going to help unleash that. Changing the permitting dynamics is going to help things move faster. We're seeing private investment flow into this space like we've never seen before.
Yes, like no one's ever seen before. Also, that's what he's talking about because he's he's one of the new Silicon Valley nuke startups.
We went public about a year ago. One of the most successful actually go public outcomes for a transaction like that for a small nuclear company because the market needs this and wants this. And under your leadership, creating the Dominance Council, I mean, it's hard to overstate the value of that. And nuclear is a manifestation of energy dominance. In fact, a golf ball of uranium metal, which this is not, but it's a golf ball, has enough energy content in it to power your entire life's energy needs. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And to get back to building.
You know what's right? And then it's, and we can power a reactor with, huh? That's something, huh? We power it with a golf ball, huh? And how about that?
Uses the fewest materials, right? The least amount of concrete,
Remember, this is all about nuclear.
of fuel for amount of energy it produces. So it should be the cheapest.
And the nuclear fuel necessary for nuclear reactors, this is about nuclear.
The most scalable, the most sustainable. Just like
Watch
you mentioned,
this.
Mr. President, about the importance of doing that, right? The physics are on our side, and these things help unleash this innovation to actually realize that. So it's never been more exciting.
very exciting indeed. Go ahead, please.
And I'm Scott Nolan, CEO of General Matter. We're an American enrichment company trying to bring back the U.S.'s lead in producing nuclear fuel. So just like car engines need fuel, nuclear reactors need fuel. Right now, the U.S. is completely dependent on other countries to make the key step of enrichment in this fuel. And these executive orders are going to...
Sorry about the rumbly audio. This is the White House's own feed, so it sucks.
...the way for the U.S. to regain its lead. So we really appreciate it.
Will you be doing the AI plants? Because we have a lot of them going up now. And
Will you be doing the AI plants? This guy gets fuel for the reactors. He doesn't care where they go. So this is Trump attempting to sound engaged.
soon going up, and they need tremendous electricity. Are you going to be involved in many of these plants?
Yes.
Will a lot of them be using nuclear? Or some are using oil and gas. Some are using different things. But
Many of the
Yeah, some of them run on banana peels, like the Mr. Fusion machine. Yeah. All you do is throw in some tin cans, and where we're going, we don't need roads. Yes, they're using nuclear. That's what all these people do for a living. Do you see any coal dust on their feet, you weirdo?
I think
It just makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense that you wouldn't ask them about oil and gas and ethanol.
The perfect solution, and that's where most of them are interested.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That'll be great.
It's gonna be, yes.
Okay, Will, please.
Okay, well, let's get to the signing part. I got tea time. I'm going golfing while the economy collapses because of my stupid 50% tariff thing.
Executive order we have for you.
Yes, hit that like. Thank you, Andrea. Reminder, hit that like, everybody. Annoy your maggoty friends. Irritate the maggot in your life by hitting the like and subscribing to the show. We can get 10 subscribers tonight. I know it. I know it. So I ask so little.
Relates to the issue that Secretary Hegseth was speaking to, which is the need for incredible amounts of power at defense installations and also in AI-focused installations. What this
All right. You've never seen this asshole have to read the explanation for what these EOs are ever. He basically goes, this one's to get the woke out of men's restrooms at military bases, right? He just comes out and says, "This. Look at, he's got notes on every one of these things because he doesn't understand any of it."
executive order will do is speed up the approval and adoption.
Why is the woman dressed as a bellhop? I don't think she is. I think she was, she's sleeping with the captain of the boat. I'm kidding. I don't know. That's her. Somebody told her, like, wear something military. Like, he responds to that. He doesn't like, he hates women, but if he thinks you're military, he'll salute you.
Process for specialized nuclear reactors at these sorts of sites. It also involves the
Trump wants to nuke the robots. Yeah. He thinks, and we can use these nuclear power plants on hurricanes if they get out of, you know, they get out of hand, huh?
of energy, making available the necessary fuel stock. It also creates a special envoy position.
He's already writing.
And a strategy around nuclear technology.
I didn't finish reading the thing, and you already signed it. Never mind. I have one thing to do that you let me do, and that's it. I get to read the thing, and then you sign the thing. And I know.
The idea being that we can grow American industry on the back of foreign purchasers who are interested in this sort of technology as well.
I'm just thinking, as you say that, I just said, what about auto pens? Could I use an auto pen? What did Biden do? Did he have an auto pen at the desk?
Nuclear power.
No, he didn't do events like that. Yeah, he used nuclear power. You know, he didn't do events like this, I guess. So,
Right, he just signed his executive orders and went about his fucking day, and they announced them and didn't turn them into these, like, little participation trophy jerk-offs that you do.
otherwise, you know, you walk into the other side of the room, have an auto pen sign it, right?
No. The auto pen is for, like, a series of documents, like letters that go to places like, oh, God.
It's phase one, very big phase, very important.
That's a huge phase. Phase one is way better than phase however many, I don't know how many phases there are. I guess technically if there's only one phase, why would we call it a phase? It's just a phase you're going through.
Phase.
This is why Biden didn't do this, because this is fucking embarrassing. This is so lame. You think Biden could sign anything without shitting on me while he did it? He did? He didn't really bring me up that much? Oh. Huh. I must be a whingy little bitch then.
Sir, this next executive order is intended to reform
Get your notes.
the
Get your notes. Get your notes.
Regulatory Commission. You heard a few of the people here speak about the complex regulatory process.
He's already doing it. You're already. I'm not done reading.
Before
I'm not done reading.
There were
I'm not done reading.
133
Stop signing it.
built in the United States.
Stop it.
Since 1978.
They gave me this fucking Wikipedia shit to read, and you're already done. This sucks.
2 new commercial reactors have come online. That's because of overregulation, and the goal of this executive order is bringing that regulatory process into line with the actual needs of the industry and public safety, with an end goal of quadrupling the amount of nuclear power production in the next 2.5 decades.
Real quick, shouldn't you know what you're signing before you sign it? Auto pen or not? I mean, I don't think Biden would have auto penned anything he didn't know what was going into it. You're like, yeah, I agree with that shit. We talked about that yesterday. Go, yeah, knock yourself out. He at least agreed that it should be signed. You're signing shit before he's even gotten done explaining it to you. and you clearly haven't read it.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. I hope that's what it says, because I already signed it and we're already fucked.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah, totally. We've all got massive nuke semis over here. I made a poo-poo. Oh, thank you, Capable Gamer.
There you go.
Here you go. You keep that. That's for you. I don't think we have to enter it into the record or anything. It's really just bullshit.
This next executive order relates to nuclear reactor testing, sir. The degree of over...
I wouldn't hand it to him until you're almost done reading it. I think that's the thing. This next one, hey, move the pens away from him when he reaches for one. To regulations dealing with
Regulation and governmental inaction in this space in particular has had the effect of throttling development of
throttling. We don't like that.
highly modernized nuclear reactors that could really revolutionize the field of nuclear power generation.
I'm still reading.
So this executive order, it orders a revised regulation.
How many fucking letters are in your last name, you weirdo? I drew teeth on the shark. It's Shark Week. I'm having memories of Stormy.
To speed this whole process while preserving, obviously, core safety concerns.
Oh, wait. We're preserving core safety concerns? Fuck that. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Give me another one. Nope. I shouldn't have signed that one. Core safety concerns.
Creates a new...
Safety is gay. This is Ask Pete Hegseth.
Pilot program with an expectation that we will have 3 new experimental reactors online by July 4th next year.
It's amazing. That's exciting.
And I'll be dead before they explode.
Okay, come on.
Okay, pretty good one. What the fuck is up with his Fender hairdo in the back? What the fuck is happening back there? Because he was napping right up to this thing or whatever. But there's like, Jesus, I got a ponytail, and it looks like he's got a fucking ponytail in the back.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order on...
Look at that. What the shit is going on? Was that supposed to be up over his big bald crease, and that was covering that, and it just fell? I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. It's a nuclear comb over.
Invigorating the nuclear industrial base. There are a number of core issues.
Yes, so we're giving it nuclear Viagra. We're going to take those curved, kind of floppy-looking nuclear things. They're going to be upright and very stiff, very turgid, full of the warrior ethos.
Including the issue with fuel feedstock that one of the speakers mentioned before. This executive order, among other actions, includes an invocation of the Defense Production Act.
I'm done already. I beat you. I was faster than you. I cited faster than you could say it, dummy.
In order to spur a closer collaboration with private industry to ensure that we have the fuel supplies we need for a modernized nuclear energy sector. In addition to that, it includes...
I gotta be honest with you. After I'm done signing, when you keep talking, it feels like work. I'm not enjoying this at all.
Crucial provisions relating to the development of a nuclear energy sector workforce and a number of other key building blocks to the overall nuclear industry that we're trying to...
Yes, Pam says, exciting means Trump is bored. Yeah.
Spur here.
His hair is a hot mess. It's super weird. Like, he's just given up, I think.
Thank you.
And we have one more for you here, sir.
What? One more? I thought I was done. He said 4. All right.
It doesn't directly relate to nuclear energy, but
it's sort of golf related, I think, really.
It's on a similar subject. This executive order is entitled Restoring Gold Standard Science.
Fabulous. Excellent. This is so that we don't have to just take everybody's word for it that vaccines work. We're going to stop all vaccines until we have we redo all the studies that said they were safe, effective, and save lives. And if a few people 100 people, 100,000 people. If a couple million people die in that process, that's just what it takes to achieve the gold standard.
One of the issues that we've had in recent decades is that government policy has been made on the back of junk science.
Right, like there's any such thing as clean coal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of an asshole comes up with a phrase like clean coal? There's literally no scientific basis for clean coal. What an asshole. Who would even think that, right? So we'll just solve that. That'll be good. And so we're gonna deal with that. Excellent. Also, thanks for the super chat, William. Appreciate it. Another decent Carrying Ohio sending some love. Thank you most of the votes, but there's still good ones out here. I agree. Oh, look at that. Capable Glover. Oh, Glover, I see. So both of you are from Ohio. Nice. So Ohio is basically saving the show today. Along, by the way, we got some euros from Maxwell Silverhammer. Enjoy the break next week. Well deserved. Thank you so much.
Scientific studies and findings that have included conflicts of interest or scientific misconduct.
Right, like assholes who think clean coal is a thing. Sure. Yep, I'm with you.
The purpose of this executive order is to recenter policymaking around gold standard science, scientific efforts that have followed appropriate scientific methods that don't include those sorts of conflicts of interest, and to ensure that when departments and agencies are relying on scientific studies to promulgate rules, to promulgate regulations, that the science that they're relying on is highly reliable.
Yeah, like if he says person, woman, man, camera, TV, that's sanity, and it's clarity, and it means he doesn't have dementia. Except when he says it again for no fucking reason. Then we're pretty sure it means he does.
Available to the public.
He did a very good job, didn't he? He did. How many people here could have done that, huh?
Everybody?
I think a lot.
He just insulted him. Do you think he even knows the shit? How many people could have done what he did? Probably a lot of people, actually. It's not that big a fucking deal. You're kind of a loser.
How many people here could have done that? I don't know. I think a lot.
Why don't you just give him the finger while you're at it? What a loser. Look at you. You balding toady. Everybody thinks you're Stephen Miller's cousin that I just gave a pity job to. I think a lot? Holy shit.
Good job, Will.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, seriously. How many letters are in his last name? Simmer. And why is the P so big? It's odd.
Is that it?
That's all.
Yes, that's it. Nobody can figure out why the P at the end of your name is why you capitalize the P at the end of Trump. Is that a signal to Vladimir Putin that you love him, like P for Putin or P for pee-pee tape or
For you now.
right? I'm assuming the T is the biggest thing in the middle. And there's a J next to it. Is that what the little hanger on? But the D and the P, that makes no fucking sense.
Do you have any questions for these brilliant people? They are brilliant people, actually.
They're so brilliant. Yeah, I could tell by how confused I was when they were just talking normally.
Question for you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, on nuclear, sir, a lot of the concern over the years that's helped the nuclear industry back is about safety. Are you satisfied with those safety concerns?
Yeah, we are. It's become very safe. Actually, it's become very safe, and
Yeah.
tremendous work's been done on that, more than anything else. And
Yes, more than anything else, tremendous safety work has been done on nuclear.
the automatic shutoffs. There's so many different things that
The automatic shutoffs. Yeah, it's they have a kill switch built into all of them. They just automatically shut down, which is what you want from your power source.
now that they would have never had. You know, my uncle was a great nuclear person.
Yeah. Yeah, your uncle was Dr. Manhattan. Used to walk around buck naked with his crank hanging out in the lab. He could grab pussies and keep working on the reactor. Was a great nuclear person.
That they would have never had. You know, my uncle was a great nuclear person years ago, and
He stopped, obviously. Was he? You've said, where is the interviewer that can I just sit him down at some point and go, you've said your uncle was and I quote, great nuclear person. What the fuck were you talking about?
that was a different, if you would have asked that question, probably it would have been a much different answer. But
yes, time does move forward. Technology has changed a lot. That's why going back to a tariff system is stupid.
Have tremendous shut-off power and other powers that.
Yes, the most powerful power is being able to turn the power off. Tremendous shut-off power.
And very redundant, as I understand it. Like at
Yes,
a level that nobody.
Yes, redundant at a level no one's ever seen before. Kind of like the statement as no one's ever seen before, which you say all the fucking time, which is redundant.
Seen before, so it's safe. And we're going to do a lot of the small ones, and we're going to do some of the big ones, but.
Thank you. That's what I was asking, because we're playing nuclear monopoly. And I want to put little ones on Baltic. But if I get Park Place, I'm going to put the big reactors.
Very safe and clean.
Yes, not as clean as coal, obviously.
Mr. President, on the
Let's keep it on this for a little while. Let's keep it on the nuclear, and then if you want to ask something else, which you might, we'll do that.
on nuclear, Mr. President.
Yeah, please.
What do you say to folks who are concerned that speeding up licensing or even doing fuel processing raises safety and proliferation?
Yeah, we're going to get it very fast, and we're going to get it very safe, and we're going to get the people in and out, and they're going to do plants. In many cases, they'll do.
They are going to do plants. I agree. There's a lot of tree fuckers in this crowd.
4 smaller ones and put them together. That's what France has done. France has done a good job of this for years, and they, as I understand it, they had basically one plan, and if they needed more, they'd do 3 or 4 or 5 of them. I don't know. We have to go that far, but there's something about building one big one.
Yeah, there is. Rather than these little ones as you need them, why not build one big wasteful one that's harder to manage that can fail all at once? Because that's what I think it's key when you have a nuclear reactor. Instead of having 5 small nuclear reactors, which are easier to manage and safer, why do that when you can have one giant one that if there's a fuck up, all the power goes out? It's really very smart. It's true. Yeah. And the nice thing is you can do one big giant one instead of the smaller ones and do it quickly with very little permitting. I feel much better.
We'll build the big ones too. We're going to have, I would say we'll be second to none because we're starting very strong.
Great. Cool. And we're re-injecting that warrior ethos into nuclear power. Yeah.
But it's time.
Everybody who works at these plants will look like the Toxic Avenger.
For nuclear, and we're going to do it very big. Yeah, please.
Body like Lou Ferrigno, face like Donald Trump.
About the European Union, you said that negotiations are going nowhere. Where are the kind of...
Not what? I heard 90 deals in 90 days, and it was all going swimmingly. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Very slow moving. I've been saying to everybody, they've treated us very badly over.
No.
It was formed in order to hurt the United States, in order to take advantage of the United States, and they've done that. We have a big deficit with them. They sell millions and millions of cars, as you know, Mercedes and BMW and Volkswagen and many others. And
so our problem was with Germany, is what you're saying.
We were restricted.
Is he trying to hide his IV hand? He very well may. Yeah.
Essentially restricted from selling cars into the European Union, which is not nice.
No, we're not.
And I just said it's time that we play the game the way I know how to play the game. They've taken advantage of other people representing this country, and they're not going to do that any longer. Yeah.
Mr. President, you are a deal maker, deal breaker. What are you hoping to achieve with a 50% tariff?
Well, I think this is there is no tariff, because what they'll do is they'll send their companies into the U.S. and build their plant. We have.
Well, there's obviously a tariff until they do that and actually are up and running, which will be years. So yes, there is. how does I mean this clear that this is what happens when you have fucking people think real estate is a business that is exemplary in terms of like we need a businessman in charge of things. Real estate is not that kind of business, especially like technically a family business that isn't publicly traded where you don't even have to answer to shareholders.
I guess over $12 trillion practically committed. You look at other presidents, they haven't had $1 trillion for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years. We have numbers.
No, it just happens all the time. Nobody bothers to list it.
Never seen numbers like we have. And if they build their plant here, then they have no tariff at all.
Are you looking for a deal in 9 days? Will you be able to do that, sir?
I'm not looking for a deal. I mean, we've set the deal. It's at 50%. But again,
yeah, that's not a deal. That means all the stuff, they're just fucked. It's done. Like that's why the markets reacted the way they did. Your time is running out. Your asshole team is totally incapable of the job that you've given them, and it isn't even their fucking fault. They're stupid. They're ineffective. You've got a parade of dum-dums, but you gave them an impossible fucking task, which again is why it sounds more like revenge than strategy or diplomacy or deal making.
There is no tariff if they build their plant here. Now, if somebody comes in and wants to build a plant here, I can talk to them about a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, but it's the country, not the company. Right? What if some companies are like, we'll just sell someplace else. Fuck it. But the country is still hit with it. Why would that be to blame?
While they're building their plant, which is something I think that would be appropriate, maybe. We'll determine that.
Is there anything the EU can do?
I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But right now it's going on June 1st. And that's the way it is. No, they haven't treated us properly. They haven't treated our country.
I swear to God, he's just like sweeping the leg on the market so his buddies can buy low. They're all just sitting on cash for it to collapse. And then he'll, 5 days later, okay, we're going to pause everything again. And we're going to pause it for 6 months this time. So everybody will, breathe easy because it won't be 90 days. And the market will come back and then he'll do it again. And they're just fucking milking it.
Properly. They banded together to take advantage of us. And the people behind me know because they had some of that with their industry. But generally, we signed a great deal with United Kingdom.
Yeah. You mean the country that we had a trade surplus with?
We have numerous other deals that are ready to be signed.
That's right, we're going to buy the dip. That's what they're doing. And you can create the dips. That's the thing. That's what makes this criminal.
We've signed a deal with China. We have...
No, he hasn't.
Some really amazing deals, but the European Union, the sole purpose was really not to hurt us, but to take advantage of us, and we're not going to be taking
Mr. President, on Apple, you said this morning that if they don't make their iPhones in the U.S., you're going to hit them with a 25% tariff.
Right.
Do you have the power to tariff one single company? And why would you
I'm
want
gonna call
to
it.
an American company in that way?
It would be more. It would be also Samsung and anybody that makes that product. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. So anybody that makes that product, and that'll start on, I guess, at the end of June. It'll come out. I think we have that appropriately done by the end of June. So if they make that product. Now, again, when they build their plant here, there's no tariff. So
there's just taxes. They pay taxes. It's not tax-free. Businesses that make stuff in the United States are not going to operate tax-free. The tax rate for a lot of these companies is arguably higher than the tariff rate.
They're going to be building plants here, but I had an understanding with...
Yeah, James, you're right. There are no deals. Absolutely not. And Water Goddess, they're paying, it'll be cheaper to pay a 25% tariff on something than to pay like the American workers and the benefits and the cost of labor going up that much.
And he wouldn't be doing this. He said he's going to India to build plants. I said, that's okay to go to India, but you're not going to sell into here without tariffs. And that's the way it is, yeah.
Well, why would you want an American company?
What makes you confident, sir, that Apple can build in the United States at a price that American consumers?
Oh, they can. No, they can. And a lot of it's so computerized now. These plants are amazing if you look at them, but they can do that.
Right. These plants are automated now. They're amazing if you look at it. Right. There won't be any fucking jobs. Exactly. Horse shit.
Actually, as you know, Apple's coming in with $500 billion.
Right. So why are you fucking with them?
So are the chip companies. We have all of the chip companies coming in. The biggest, $500 billion,
Yeah, because of the CHIPS Act, not because of you.
$250 billion they're spending. But we're talking about the iPhone now. And, the iPhone, if they're going to sell it in America, I want it to be built in the United States.
I agree.
They're able to do that.
When you say that
True.
Walmart should...
Sorry, I'm going to call him in a second.
Is that an acknowledgement that it is U.S. companies that bear the brunt of tariffs, not...
Try to find the number.
Sometimes the country will eat it. Sometimes Walmart will eat it. And sometimes there'll be something to pay, something extra. I've always been a fan, and I've always believed. And if you look, take a look at what I did 4 years ago. We had the greatest economy, and we had...
No, we didn't.
No inflation.
Yes, we did. Zero inflation is bad.
Remember that. We had no inflation, and yet we had hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs that I put on China, yet we had no inflation. We had no big cost differential. Oftentimes, and
it was literally for agricultural goods, and you had to pay the farmers so they wouldn't go under. Are you willing to do that with every small business owner who imports stuff from China?
I don't like it when a department store, because they'll do a lot of business, but they announce record profits and everything else. They have to take out some of their profits. They'll make a little bit less money. But I don't want the consumer. I don't want the consumer to pay.
Well, tough shit.
Why impose tariffs that you know are hurting American businesses?
They're not hurting. They're helping because they're creating jobs in America.
Why would they create jobs if these factories are automated?
Creating tremendous amounts of jobs in America like you've never seen.
You're right. We have never seen them, and we're not going to, because the factories you're talking about are like giant vending machines.
Investment in America. We're not getting ripped off by every country in the world. We've been ripped off by every country in the world.
No, we have not. The biggest economy in the world will have a trade deficit with everyone else. You know why? Because we're the biggest economy in the world. Of course, again, people in cars at off-ramps buy more oranges from people selling them at off-ramps than the people selling oranges buy from the people in the cars. It'll never be 1-to-1.
They're making their product, they sell it. They don't give our people the jobs. They make them with other countries' jobs. And we will have...
They make them with other countries' jobs?
Something that nobody will ever see again, I think. I think we have a potential to do numbers that we never envisioned in the wildest year. Look at...
Yes, with a big negative in front of it.
What's happening? 10 to 12 trillion dollars in literally a couple of months. It's nothing like that's ever happened. It's we're doing a very special thing.
Half of it's the CHIPS Act and the other half is fucking vapor.
If they're going to sell it here, generally speaking, not for all products. There's some products we don't want to make. And frankly, we're much better off getting them elsewhere. But for certain products, we want cars. We want to make cars.
Well, we don't want to make things, then why tariff them at all?
I don't want to have, and I like Canada very much, but we don't want to have Canada making our cars. We want to make...
Sorry, hold on one second. I've got to call him real quick. I'm sick of this. Hold on.
Oh, it's a phone call. Do you mind? Hello?
Hey, asshole.
It's only a congressman.
I'm not a congressman. What are you talking about? Hold on.
I'd let you know, actually.
Got to call him back. Hold on.
Are you considering stopping other universities from taking foreign students?
But hey, asshole. Pick up.
Yeah, it's lucky it is.
Pick up.
Okay, let's go.
Are you
I won't pick up. I don't know why.
Universities besides Harvard from accepting foreign
Well, we're taking a look at a lot of things, and as you know,
maybe I'll use my account that says Stormy Daniels.
Billions of dollars has been paid to Harvard. How ridiculous is that? Billions. And they have $52 billion as an endowment. They have $52 billion. And this country is paying billions and billions of dollars and then give student loans, and they have to pay back the loans.
Try again.
So Harvard's going to have to change its ways.
No, it isn't.
So are some others.
On that note, a lot of CEOs in the United States, big companies, are for it. What is that going to do?
I'm fine with that. No, I'm fine with that. No, we want to do that. We're actually going to be doing something in the near future that's going to make it possible for people to come into this country and come in and, have a road toward citizenship. And I think it'll be very exciting, but it's too soon to speak of.
A road toward citizenship? You mean the Trump gold card?
Banning students
I do. But a lot of the people need remedial math. Did you?
Remedial Wrath. That was the name of my metal band in high school. We had a big hit called Holding Us Back. Off the album You Can't Hold Me Back. Which was a B-side to Ow My Back.
Where the students can't add 2 and 2 and they go to Harvard.
No, that never happens, not ever.
They want remedial math. And
yeah, no. What? They're not expecting you to pay for it. What are you talking about? This is gibberish.
Teach remedial math at Harvard. No, wait a minute. So why would they get in? How can somebody that can't add or has very basic skills, how do they get into Harvard? Why are they there? And then you see those.
By the way, this is a myth about black students from America getting in, not foreign students.
People pick.
This is like a fucking Turning Points USA talking point.
And screaming at the United States and screaming at, they're anti-Semitic or they're something.
Or there's something, yeah. But they're I don't know, they're Bills fans or something.
We don't want troublemakers here, but
uh-oh, I'm in deep shit.
People that can't, when Harvard comes out with a statement that they're going to teach some of their students remedial math, that's basic math, that's not the deal. Okay, and anymore.
That's not the what? Again, I don't know what he's fucking. Hold on 1 second. Let's look this up, shall we? Let's see. Harvard. What do you think? Harvard remedial math. There you go. Harvard Ivy League teaching. This is from the New York Post. The Ivy League teaching remedial math. Harvard might be America's most elite university, but now it's offering remedial math classes. School's math department is providing a new scaled-back math class for freshmen who are apparently arriving on campus lacking foundational skills in high school math basics. Is quick to blame these math gaps on pandemic learning losses, but in truth, administrators thought this math brought this mess on themselves by scrapping standardized testing. Blah blah. Okay, this is Post Center. Okay, so that's about American students. That has nothing to do with foreign students. That's a story about Americans who fell behind in pandemic. It's just stupid.
In the back.
Are there other countries you're considering shortening the 90-day pause on tariffs for? And then are there specific steps you're looking for the EU to take?
We have a lot of requests, and you don't have the people to handle it. Frankly, everybody wants to make a deal.
Well, then why would you set such a short timeline if you absolutely can't respond? Oh, right, you're an asshole. I forgot.
Now the European Union wants to make a deal very badly, but they just they don't do it.
Yeah, maybe they just want to hunker down and tell you to go fuck yourself. Yeah, the shoulder pads are amazing on his jacket. Can you imagine how much he's got to be slouching for them to need shoulder pads that big? Jesus Christ.
They don't go about it right. The other thing they do is they sue our companies all the time. They have suits where they're judges. I don't know if they're appointed by them, but they're definitely Europe-centric, and we're not going to.
They call it Europe first, I think.
But they won a $17 billion lawsuit for Apple, and I read.
Yeah, which is way less damaging than your shit that you've been worse to Apple than that today.
Case, and that's not a case.
Literally, his bullshit is going to cost Apple more than that today.
Should have been one. They're suing other of our companies. They use this as a weapon, but they use it really to raise funds for what they do. It's almost like a fundraising mechanism. So we add that.
It's almost, except it's not.
The fact that they do the non-monetary tariffs and lots of other trading, you would call them trading barriers. I
would call them that. Yeah, I would call them trading barriers. You know why? Because I didn't feel like saying trade barriers because it sounds too highfalutin. So I'll just call them trading barriers. I dropped the G off and put an apostrophe.
They don't take our cars. They don't take our agriculture.
Well, I hope not. That would be stealing. I would like them to buy them.
They don't take anything, but
nothing.
Their cars by the millions.
Well, we want them, I guess.
Before they have the jobs, they get the money, and we get closed plants. Not going to happen.
First you get the job, then you get the money, then you get the closed plant. I don't know. It just doesn't sound as good.
That way anymore. Thank you very much, everybody.
That's it.
Thank you, press. Thank you.
Thank you, press. Get the fuck out of here. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and what a terrible thing. And he just screwed the pooch. We almost got through this fucking thing without him basically destroying the economy. God damn it. 3,000. Yeah, that's right. $3,000 iPhones coming to a store near you. Chat room. I think we can all agree that he's fucked. Trump is cooked. This is a blazing pile of horse shit.